welcome back to Good Living. It's lovely to see you again.
Morning, Megan.
It's a busy week for you, isn't it?
It is the busiest week of our year, actually, but we're very excited because it's the opportunity we have to really be in touch with the Canterbury public and to thank them for what they do for us throughout the year.
And it's a fantastic way at the same time just reiterating that message about the important work that Christchurch Women's Refuge do. Now, before we get started, I know that you're still looking for some collectors.
That's correct.
Friday for the street appeal?
Friday and Saturday. So we've got about 170 people who have come forward so far. Our target's 200, so if we can get another 30, that'd be fantastic. Just to give up a couple of hours of their time and perhaps be at a mall or maybe in the central city just to come and collect for us.
So it's very easy, just a couple of hours. We just need 30 more people to volunteer for the Friday and the Saturday, and we'll have some contact details for you later on. I know there's some great things happening this week too. Tell me all about Frock Tales. That sounds fabulous.
Frock Tales, exciting. I'm looking forward to that. That's Wednesday night, and that's a fashion show and shoes. So the perfect place for women who enjoy fashion and dressing up and shoes to be. It's at Hotel So if people are interested, they can get in contact with us as well.
That's going to be a great fashion night tomorrow night. Also a wonderful initiative that I just found out about as well with payroll, how some of our pay can automatically be put into a Women's Refuge account.
That's right, isn't that great? Easy. It's called payroll giving, and so if you're an employee and you'd like to donate a portion of your pay to a charity such as Christchurch Women's Refuge, then you can sign that up through your HR payroll person in your organisation, and it can come directly over to us. So that's a really easy way.
So you can donate as much or as little as you like each week. Once it's set up, you don't even have to worry about it, and it already goes out there.
Really easy.
That is easy. It's fantastic. Now there's some great things that we can do this week as well. So as well as getting out and about when we see the collectors, there's also some other things that we can do, isn't it, which will also help raise money for Women's Refuge.
Well, there's lots of initiatives that people can take up. I mean, you could just have a coffee morning with your girlfriends and everyone pitch in and give some money. You could bake some muffins, take them to work, sell them. You could have a casual dress day at work. There's lots of things that you can be doing. We're going to have a display in Cashel Mall, and it's a pretty sobering display, but we hope that it gives over a strong message for the Canterbury people that family violence is in fact a really serious matter and that people can in fact be harmed or killed. So we're going to have shoes displayed in Cashel Mall, and there'll be 260 pairs, and those 260 pairs of shoes represent the number of people who have died of family violence since the year 2000. So a very sobering display, but we'll also have collectors there and information about family violence. So people do want to come down and support us in Cashel Mall on Friday morning, we'd love to see them.
Okay, that's a wonderful way to find out more about it as well, and to just kind of gain an awareness about family violence, which is what we're going to be talking about today, Annette, because we always need to keep reiterating it, don't we?
We do. Most people are really familiar with physical violence, and they understand the damage that physical violence can do. What people are less familiar with is the psychological violence and the effect that that has on families, or even what it is. Some people don't really even understand what psychological emotional abuse is.
So can you break that down for us?
Sure. The difference between the physical violence, which is the bruising, the hitting, the punching, the psychological violence really affects the mind. So people can be made to feel less of a person than they really are. They can also be made to feel perhaps that they don't understand things, that they're a bit dumb, that they're going crazy. And women who are experiencing this will understand this as they hear me talking about it, that things that would normally be quite simple for them to do, maybe to have a shower in the morning, to get the children's breakfast, start to become difficult because they don't feel like they'll be able to get it right. So they start to second guess themselves because an abusive partner can use put-downs, name-calling, can tell them that they're stupid, for example, and women can start to feel like they just can't get anything right, and start to feel like they're going a little bit crazy because they used to be competent and now they don't understand what's happening to them.
And quite often it's something that person is doing when no one else is looking or can see. So
that's right.
That kind of compounds the problem, doesn't it?
Well, family violence is a really strategic pattern of control. So mostly what we see is that the abusers of family violence are really charming when they're with other people. They're really the nicest guys. I often hear that from women, that they don't come forward and talk about the abuse they're experiencing because they don't think they'll be believed, because what their friends and family tell them is that they're really lucky to have this man. He's the nicest guy they've ever met. But of course that can just be one of the strategies for gaining that control, to make other people think that they're fabulous and then therefore not believe the woman when she's telling her story of abuse.
So why do you think family violence happens? Is it quite often a cycle when perhaps the abuser has been abused with family violence within, their family before?
That can happen. We call that the intergenerational transmission of family violence. So it's passed down from family to family through a child who has experienced family violence. We know that the first 3 years of brain development are the most critical years for a child, and if there is violence in the home during those 3 years, then the pathways in the brain develop in such a way that the child doesn't learn to relax and be calm. They're always on high vigilance, they're always on alert. So that carries through into adulthood, and they can be abusive where they've learned those behaviours. Also, they can not have the coping skills or strategies to deal with conflict, for example, or stress. So
and
that
to then
can
be able to change themselves.
That's right. That can lead to violence as well. So we do see that it can be passed down from families through the generations, but it is a method of control. So we also see that sometimes people haven't experienced violence in their own lives as children, but they find themselves in a relationship with someone who has learned to be violent, and so that they don't see the signs, particularly the signs of psychological abuse, because they're so subtle, and they can start with feeling like love and affection. So they can start by somebody saying, "Wow, you look fabulous in that skirt. I really like it when you wear a skirt this particular length or this particular way or this particular colour, and I only want you to wear it there because I care a lot about you." So it's very, very subtle, and it is dressed up as love and affection in the early stages. And before we know it, women can find themselves quite immersed in abusive behaviours and not know how to get out.
And that is exactly where Women's Refuge come in. A confidential service. People can phone and find out more information. Even people in your wider family circle, your neighbours, can also help in that regard as well, can't they?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a 24-hour phone line that offers support to families and the women themselves, and so anyone can contact us really easily and just talk it through. What we're seeing and we're really encouraging is that women are contacting us very, very early in the relationship, and we're excited about that.
So that is good news.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So even if they're just feeling uncomfortable, they can give us a call.
Thank you very much, Annette. Some wonderful information there. Here are the details for you. Women's Refuge website is great too. It's womensrefuge.co.nz. But do remember, of course, the appeal is all of this week, but the street appeal happens on Friday and Saturday. And if you'd like any more information about how you can help volunteer for that, do give them a call. But jot down the 24-hour crisis line as well, which is 0800 1 Refuge.